Hey guys, it's me, Mario. Today we're going to finish Arachnid, the giant spider. Chapter 9. Stay strong. Strong. How you all doing today? Hope you're doing well. Chapter 9. Stay strong. Tom hurled himself outside, rocks cascading around him. The whole mountainside seemed to be falling apart. The noise was deafening. Shocked and bruised, Tom realized that he was standing on the rocky outcrop where Ida had entered the caves. Now a new cave yawned where Nanook had smashed her way inside the mountain. But its mouth was steadily filling with falling rocks. "This way," Elena yelled, grabbing Tom's arm. But he pulled his arm from Elena's grasp. We have to go back, he said. "Nanook is still in there." Tom threw himself towards the cave they had just left, lifting his shield above his head for protection. Falling rocks bounded and shuddered against the sturdy wood. The rocks were already piled as high as Tom's shoulders, blocking Nanook's escape. "It's impossible," Elena shouted through the noise. "We have to leave, Tom. Ida has gone ahead. I promised we would follow." "No," Tom yelled. "I won't leave Nanook. She helped us." He scrambled at the rocks, throwing himself repeatedly at them. But it was a hopeless task. Tom could feel his courage failing. He felt a hand on his shoulder. "I'm sorry, Tom," Helena said. Silver stood at her side. "You're right. We have to save Nanook." Storm whined and trotted over to nudge Tom on the shoulder. Stroking the stallion's neck, Tom stared at the blocked cave mouth. "With all of us, we can do it," Tom said firmly. Tom and Elena threw themselves at the rocks. They heaved and pulled, pushed and tugged. Silver nosed among the boulders, and Storm bounded at the rocks with his hooves. But nothing moved. "Help me, Elderu," Tom thought desperately. He had never needed the good wizard to so much. But Elderu was in Melville's grasp. He couldn't help them now. Suddenly there was a shimmer in the air behind Elena. Tom stared, hardly daring to believe his eyes. As Elderu stepped onto the mountainside. "There is no time for questions," Elderu said. Holding up his hands, he looked on. Gods. With dark circles beneath his eyes. Tom's heart ached for his friend. "I have only a few moments before Melville realizes I am missing," Elderu said. "You are doing well, Tom. Better than I could have hoped for. Stay strong." The wizard raised his hands towards the rocks. He muttered some powerful magic words, and there was a blast of white light. The rocks exploded from... The rocks exploded. Storm-white in terror and Silver howled. Tom and Elena fell to the ground and covered their eyes. When they dared to open them, they saw that the rocks blocking the cave mouth had been blasted to powder. The entrance was clear. Tom hurled around to thank Elder, but to his horror, he saw the furious figure of Melville grabbing the good wizard and dragging him away. "You think you can defy me, Elderu?" Melville roared. "I have been too patient with you. The pit of tar awaits." "No!" Tom shouted as Melville's mocking laughter faded and Elderu vanished from sight. What had they done? Was this the end for their friend? "Oh, Tom," Elena choked. "Poor Elderu." They heard heavy footsteps. Nanook stepped out of the cave, blinking in the daylight. She was covered in dust, but otherwise looked as powerful as ever. "Nanook," Tom cried out, overwhelmed with relief. "You're safe!" The great beast growled softly. She stretched out a massive white paw and laid it gently on Tom's head. Awestruck, Tom gazed into her fierce blue eyes. The beast threw out her chest and roared at the sky. Then she turned and walked away from Tom and his friends, climbing the mountainside with ease and grace, back to the snowy lands of the north. Tom closed his eyes. Then he opened them again and stared at Elena. She was smiling. "Well done," she said. "You've conquered another beast. Arachnid was truly evil." Tom stroked his gleaming golden armor, helmet, chainmail, breastplate, and leg armor, and now the gauntlets. There was just one piece left, and one more beast to fight. He had to stay strong. That glimpse of Melville made Tom even more determined to rescue his friend before something awful could happen. With his companions, he would complete his quest, and Melville's power over Elder would be broken. Then came a familiar sound, which felt like a shard of ice in Tom's heart. Melville's laughter boomed around the broken mountainside. It bounced over the rocks and crevices. Tom felt it wrap around him like Arachnid's deadly web. "So," boomed the evil wizard's voice, "you think you will defeat me? Your stupidity today nearly cost the life of one of Aventia's protectors. Is this quest worth it?" His voice lowered to a whisper. "Is it truly worth it?" Tom lifted his head. "While there's blood in my veins, I will defeat you, Melville," he shouted. He pulled his sword from his scabbard and pointed it to the sky. "We go to meet the final beast, Trillian, the three-headed lion." And that was the last chapter. My goodness. This book is awesome. This was the first book I've ever read of Beast Quest. And it's still a really, really good book. But yeah. Hope you're all excited about this one right here. Trillion, the three-headed lion. Yeah. This one is awesome as well. The ending ends on a cliffhanger though, so I had to buy the third series a short while after I finished this one, so because I wanted to know what happened afterwards. I'm not gonna spoil anything. Sorry about that. But yeah. That was Arachnid, the giant spider. The king of spiders. Arachnid, the king of spiders. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed my read through Beast Quest so far. Yeah. And I hope I will see you in the next one. Alright. See you guys in the next one. I never know how to end these videos, so I'm just gonna push this button and yeah. Bye.